And Mr. Jones, we are live. Are you ready to kick this thing out, brother?
You already know what it is.
Let's do it.
KTTV, giving you what you need. Motivation, education unleashed. H-Town representing, we forever keep it rolling. Join the conversation with inspirational stories. Thought-provoking, feel that energy. Kendrick Thomas aiming to lift the community. True indeed, tune in, come and see. Giving you what you need. KTTV, let's go. KTTV.
What it do, KTTV? This is KT, and you are now on another episode of Education Unleashed, and I have none other than my player partner, educator and podcast host, Mr. Eric Jones Jr. Say, man, tell me you love that intro like I do.
Man, listen here. I was over here bobbing my head. I'm like, okay, I see you. Yeah, that's an intro. That's an intro right there.
Hey, man, look, I told him, I said, for this Education Unleashed, I had to bring out something that was just a little different to kind of get that thing moving, but still representing how I feel, you know, so everything was smooth, brother. So, man, before we even get into this education, I'm so excited to be able to talk about just what we do as Black men. And even though I'm no longer in elementary, I moved over to that high school life, being able to just talk about the work that we do with the smallest ones, and sometimes how it's the good, the bad, and the ugly. I'm excited, brother. So before that, how are you? And how's your school year so far?
Like I was saying earlier, I'm tired. Because I'm a basketball coach. The girls' high school, I'm assistant coach. So it's basketball season. Our first game Monday. So we trying to get everything in order. I would say my school year is going pretty good. This is my first year at this school that I'm at. I'm a kindergarten teacher. I don't know if I say that wrong. I know they be telling me I say it wrong, but whatever. Y'all know what I mean. So it's been good. It was like rocky at first because I'm a co-teacher, right? So it's two teachers. I had to get my wisdom tooth pulled the first week of school. Then the second week of school, I got sick. Then the third week of school, she got sick and had to have surgery. So she was out like the end of one week, the beginning of the next week. Then we had Labor Day. So until September, we never worked Monday through Friday together.
Okay.
So it took us a minute to get our groove. We got our groove now. Now we rolling now. You know, we don't really have too many head-button moments because I know how she flows. She know how I flow. We build a relationship. We, talk to each other. So it's been good. I definitely, in elementary, people be running their mouth, but they don't never come to the person that they telling on. Yeah. I don't do that. Like, I don't like when people go and say, oh, well, Mr. Jones, this. Come holler at me. And sure. besides that little part, like the school year been cool. I just don't like that going and telling somebody else and you ain't even come talk to me. But other than that, yeah, it's been good.
And the biggest thing, man, you when you was talking about y'all not being together, you remind me of what was that, Tom Brady? Mm-hmm. When he took the summer and was with his family. And so now as the year starts, now they're just getting in the groove because they didn't have that summertime. So kind of like y'all didn't have that first month to get in. And so you saying y'all smoothing in right now though?
Yeah, we good. Like it took some bumping heads. It took some our like coach to come in, and show, because I'm learning, because the language different. It's new to me. It's a lot more work than what I had to do before. I'm an actual teacher now. I'm not an assistant, or I'm not with like preschool. I'm with an actual curriculum, all this different language. So it's like, okay, what the heck? But now I'm learning, all right, long as I understand what the why is of why we doing this, and to get the kids, I can flow my way, and I'm flowing my way. I definitely got to get better at some stuff, but and she understands. She like, I remember my first year, so she don't be as hard on me because she like, but then she is like, hey, you need to be doing this, and this. You won't have these problems. So,
but the good thing is there's nothing like side by side coaching, right? And so from a veteran, so you on the SPED side.
Yeah.
So as a new teacher, you learning the SPED, the curriculum, and the management all at the same time.
Yep.
Say, man, God bless you. But in kindergarten.
Yeah.
That's why we're here tonight. That is why we're here tonight.
Yeah.
So man, before we get into just talking about the grind of it all, talk to me about that education journey and what even got you into the elementary setting. I know that you say you were assistant and then you kind of moved over. So how did that work for you?
So I hated school as a kid. I didn't like school. I don't nothing about school. So it was like this ain't nothing. I never thought about it. So I was working a job and I started speaking, and I missed too many days. Ended up getting fired. A lady at my church was a principal. She's like, "You need a job? I got a job. You can be a teacher's assistant with special education." I'm like, "All right, cool. I like kids. That shouldn't be that hard." Yeah, that's a whole different ball game. Like being in special education, the autistic kids and all the other kids that's with them, it's it's a different it's a different love for a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Like you have to have patience. You got to understand this ain't really them. Like some of this they can't control. So it's like once you learn your kid, it was easy for me. So then as I did that, like I was gaining, like they was like, oh, well, he can hold down the class by himself. Oh, yeah, you can go to this training and we know Mr. Jones got it. Like I was, and then I'm helping another class, the other class next door. Oh, they like, okay, yeah, he good. So I did that, but the pay wasn't good. And then I wasn't getting paid in the summer. And I'm like, man, I love these kids, but I got to go where some money at. I became a preschool teacher. Lord have mercy. Like that's a whole nother patience too. Cause it's still like I might have to help somebody put on like they might use it on their. So I'm like I wasn't a diaper dad. I wasn't like unless I had to. So doing that, it taught me a lot about curriculum because I had to create the curriculum for the kids. It taught me, it helped me to where I'm at now. So my buddy work at the school. He like, man, we looking for teachers, but I don't have no. I don't have a license. I don't have a license. I passed a certain test. So I do the interview. This is how I got the job. I probably would have got the job regardless because my buddy worked there. Got the job because my class was quiet. And I had to do the interview because the lady didn't come relieve me for lunch. So I had to do the interview with my class. My class didn't say one word during the interview. They was like, oh, if you can conduct the interview and these little 4-year-olds ain't saying nothing, yeah, we need you over here.
Yeah, come on.
And that's how I got there. And to be honest, it's different because the preschool was all black. Everybody black. We had maybe 1 or 2 white ladies come at the end. So I'm coming to not so much black. And yeah, and it's different. It's different, and you just got to understand. Don't be that guy.
Yeah.
But it's hard when they be on that. Oh well, this and that. Come talk to me. Why you over there? So that's kind of the journey of my education of getting to where I'm at now. Like, and I love it. I got more opportunity. Like when you're an assistant, you could be a coach. You ain't getting paid.
Yes, sir.
So now I'm getting paid. I got an after school program. I'm coaching the girls high school, then the girls middle school. So I'm able to do what I like to do. And the next step is to go speak at the high school because it's a K through 12. So I'm doing everything that I want to do, and it's leading up to me doing what I really want to do and speak.
Yeah. And that's somebody who I know you said this earlier. You wasn't really fond of school, right? Going through not liking school, and sometimes that turns us into the best teachers. So how did some of those experiences shape the teacher who you are now?
Understand as an adult, understanding the importance of education. Like, and not education as in school, but you got to educate yourself every day if you want to be better. So it's like if these kids are in school, they have to learn certain stuff in school to be better once they get out of school. Because everything that we learn in school don't really help once you get out of school. But just the routine, just the different stuff that they can learn, and me being able to understand, I can show them how to get a good education even though I didn't, because I understand that they need this education. So it's not where I'm so hard on the kid, because I remember, like, it wasn't like I went to school and that's the only time I ate. It's some kids that go to school, that's the only time they eat. They getting yelled at home and all that. And I'm understanding because I'm from there in that area. And it's like, okay, let me get to this kid emotionally and socially to be able to be like, man, this is how you gonna get to the next step. Like, instead of me being that rah 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 and oh you got in trouble if they send a kid or if I see a kid, I'm like, so you like I'm like it's one kid, he get in trouble. You like getting in trouble? No, then why you keep doing this? Like, you doing this because of who your teacher is. You wouldn't do this in another setting, so don't do that so you don't get in trouble. So it's helped me to understand not to have to be the rah rah person,
Yeah.
but to actually get to know the kids and see what they like and what I like, and we build a bond that way. So, and then just being in kindergarten, a kindergarten teacher, like understanding, I'm teaching them the fundamentals of life and in school. Like when they leave my class, they should be better humans and they should be better students.
Yeah.
And it's like I gotta make sure they don't. It's not too many of us there. I'm the only male black person except the gym teacher, and then it's like two black ladies. Well, the assistant principals are, but then it's two black teachers. So I'm the only male they see like throughout the school and all that. So I gotta come with a different approach, but I still gotta be me. I still gotta be the fun joke with you. But hey, let me holler at you. Let me get you. Let me show you. And it's not me getting on them like rah rah. It's like, hey, come on, man, get your stuff together. Like, come on, you smart. And I always tell kids that. Like, I understand at this school, I've learned positive before negative. Because in our culture, it's negative before positive. And when you do the positive and a kid feel like they can't do it, and you be like, you smart. I know you can do it. Everybody in here smart. Oh, I'm done. I got, and and that's what's helped me. And just learning to have patience and to be positive before negative, because positive reinforcement is way better than a negative, because they gonna be like, well, I get yelled at home. They scream at me at home. Whoop de doo. And I understand that.
I'll give you the phrase that we use down here in A-Leaf. And so it's meaningful relationships, and then on the other side is meaningful work, right? And so if you want that student to do anything meaningful for you as far as work, it's best to build that relationship first. And I hear that's what you're saying, right? Just being able to say, okay, let me break it down, talk to you, slow down. And after that, then being able to say, okay, well, now let's get back to work. I remember as a behavior teacher, it was always doing a reinforcement survey, finding out what you like, what would you work for, being able to get those small trinkets for the kids that needed them, right? We didn't want to handicap everybody. Some of y'all just let me talk to you to the side. But for the ones that did, still putting that relationship first, and then just working with that kid who maybe going through other stuff, but you never know if you don't have a relationship. Acting out could be just a cover blanket, So awesome work, brother, as you get ready to jump into that first year, man, almost ending that first semester.
Yeah.
Now for tonight, I know I wanted to talk just a lot about black men in education, and then we talk, like I say, about black men in elementary. As I was researching for tonight, one thing that got me was 2% of America's teachers are black men. How many black male teachers did you have first in elementary, and then now your whole school career?
None in elementary. One in high school. He was the gym teacher, so that was like freshman year. The assistant principal was black, a black dude, but that was it that I can think of. Yeah, now we had black women, but black males. Yeah, it was one and one in high school, none in middle school, and then one, high school and elementary. So two total.
Two total. Come on, man. Let me see what the author say. Let me see. As an educator, relationship is very important because they can't trust them if they don't know you. I'm with you, brother. Then that boy says sad about the sad about the educators, male educators. For me, I don't remember any. Well, my art teacher, Mr. Hamilton, but that was it in elementary school. And by the time I got to high school, I did have some male teachers. Middle school too. I had a few, man. Just to think back, Mr. McCulloch, that was more than a PE teacher. So I was able to be exposed to that. But when I think about the school I just left, it was made by three males, maybe 100 employees, and so that relationship is so crazy because if you're not inside of that system, you don't know how important it is, to be able to build that relationship with these boys who probably don't have nobody at home to show them at the most impressionable times of their lives. So man,
Yep.
as you think about that situation, and you work with black kids, how do you look at them, or what do you say to those students as that black male that really, like you say, could be the only one they see in elementary?
Every relationship different. It just depends on like the student. I kind of try to go in joking, make them laugh, maybe talk some sports or see what they talking about or jump in a conversation. And kind of just go off their vibe, what kind of kid they are. Like, so it's two little girls, they twins. Um, Attitudes out this world. So, they looking at me by about week one, after week one, maybe in the week two, coming up, give me a hug, speaking, talking, coming into class, coming to my desk. Hey, what's up? They in first grade. They ain't even in kindergarten. And the white lady was like, man, it took me like 8 months for them. And I'm like, it's a difference because like they might just be at home with mom, grandma, TT. They see me and I'll give them a hug and I talk to them like, you good? Oh, you ain't got your photo today. Where your photo at? Like, what's going on? Or like with the little boys, it's kind of more sports. Oh, they be like, oh, we could beat you, Miss. You can do what? You can beat me in what? Okay, let's come on, get on the court. And that's how I build relationships. Kind of, I think it's kind of by word of mouth too, more so of because when kids first look at me, they like, I don't really know, like whatever. And then it's like, oh, he can hoop. And then they telling other kids like, oh, when they talking trash, like, oh, don't talk trash to him, or I joke, roast with him. And then I see him in trouble or see something going on. Hey man, come holler at me. And then the teacher will see like, okay, they'll let him. And I'm like, man, go back in there and do what you're supposed to do, man. Let's have a better day. Some kids, they do better. Some kids, they just don't care. And, so it's all really about the energy of the kid and what they give me. Because I ain't going to be nosy and ask questions, but you just build that just conversation and, they might tell you. Or it's a girl. Man, it's real sad because like it was winter, it was cold. She had on a house coat. I'm like, what? I ain't seen Shorty with a backpack. I'm like, all right, I got a backpack. Hey, here go another backpack. I'm like, what size she wear? I'm gonna get her a coat, but she got two twin sisters, so I gotta get them a coat too. For sure. And that's just we don't really even talk. She hey, but at first she was kind of shy. She liked the other teacher. But then now she talked to me. Now she, more if I see her in trouble, hey, come here, what's good? Because she, like I think it's like a bunch of brothers and sisters and all that. So you know how that go. So it's more so like just seeing what the kid needs and just being there. Sometimes you gotta be a dad, and me being a dad, I kind of know how to read a kid and be like, something wrong with them. Let me go talk to him.
Yeah. Now, as you do that, and I hear you saying like sometimes you do step in as that disciplinarian, but as a sped teacher, right? As a gen ed teacher, how do you avoid being pigeonholed into just the guy that is good with the kids, can help with behavior, versus the guy who has great pedagogy, who is really fighting to learn that curriculum to be also respected for his education skills? Like, how do you avoid that role at your school?
Walk right by it.
Hey,
I like sometimes like when it's just too much. Come on, y'all, let's get it together. But I let them handle it because I don't want to overstep nobody. And it's like that's your class, and they won't understand because they're yelling. When you yelling, kids ain't really, kids don't really care that you yelling. So you yell, you loud, you rowdy, they rowdy. So I let them handle their business. And sometimes I step in, sometimes I don't. Sometimes the teacher sends somebody to me, sometimes they don't. Mm.
Uh-oh. I think I lost you, brother. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm still
Okay,
here.
there you go. There you go. So
Okay.
then with that one part of that stigma is having an administration that knows the struggle, right? I got some black males in my campus, and man, when I tell you, I am thankful for them brothers, right? But when you think about the elementary, and it's not many, um, then you don't like most. I understand that those guys can get pushed into that disciplinarian role, so I do try to be intentional about making sure that we go through the proper channels, right? And so not they're not always pulling the kid to the side for the talk. Like we got that. I want you to kind of focus on this, unless it's a part of that relationship. But when it get too bad, that's when I step in, right? But getting at your school where they don't understand the fight that black men have of not getting pigeonholed into that role. Have you had administrators who like wanted to push you there, or people who understood how it goes on both sides of the coin?
Yeah, so like the counselor for high school, it's a black lady. And I seen they have like a little group where I don't know if they behavior kids, whatever. It was boys, but they was talking to a white lady. Nothing against that. She a counselor, she probably do a great job, but I'm like, they need to be talking to somebody that look like them. Like whatever kind of conversations y'all having, she can only take them so far in that conversation. She was like, you know what, you right. And I was like, they maybe not had that kind of person there that wants to do after school. I'm the only, I mean, besides sports, like I'm the only black dude after school. One of the only males after school that stays. So it's like just understanding what I bring to the table, and they haven't necessarily pushed me to that, but then in a sense, they kind of like me having conversations with them kind of let them know like what value I can bring. So sometimes they do be like they'll let me talk to a kid even if the kid in the principal's office. I
Mm-hmm.
might come in there to been talking to the principal and I see a kid, I talk to them. They ain't gonna cut me off. They gonna let me talk to them. So in a sense, they haven't pushed me, but they allow me to do me
Yeah,
when I'm being me.
yeah, yeah. Okay. Now, up in your city, in the elementary school, let's say I try to talk to my friends all the time who want to be educators, who are in education. They say they're not doing elementary, can't do it, can't see it. Stevie Wonder to it. How do you talk to your friends, man? And try to get more brothers to come down to that level to just work with that partnership in elementary with you.
Um, it's hard because, like you said, they like I don't really know about. I do the older kids. I think it's more so if bringing to like you're helping them their the foundation. You're helping them start off. Like when they're in elementary school, you're helping them start from the get go. Like you're able to build them up. You're able to help a kid maybe come in. You be a first grade teacher. By the time he in third grade, he a straight A student, rather than when he was in first grade cutting up. I actually one of my buddies, he's not a teacher, but he works in the building. He's a facilities director. He's the transportation guy, and he coaches. So he's in there. You know, he knows everybody. He knows the kids upstairs, downstairs. So he plays a role in that too. And it's kind of we both kind of wasn't in school, but now we're in school. So I would say that's one person that I've went on the journey with in elementary. He's been at different elementary schools, but just being in elementary. But it's like you said, people, women, a lot of people don't want to mess with elementary because they don't have the patience. And it's like you gotta have that patience, but you gotta really like when you love kids, you understand like these little kids got messed up lives, and you can be a person that can help them and show them that no matter that your mama doing this, your daddy ain't there, whatever, you can be something, and just trying to show them that way. But you can take people to give them the water, but they ain't they might
Can't
not
make them
drink.
drink.
Yeah, so
That's it,
it's
man.
yeah.
Now, with the after school program, is this something that you created or is it something you run through the district?
No, it's something that they already have. So they have like sports after school, or they have educational. So I'm like, oh, this is an opportunity to get with the kids. But I was like, I don't want younger kids. Like I didn't want I didn't want the like second and first grade. I see them, I talk to them all the time. I wanted like the older elementary. So I got like the third grade all the way to sixth grade. So I'm showing them how to make a t-shirt design and showing them like business and leadership and different stuff like that. I'm able to use my speaking stuff on them and see how that goes and that. So it was really an opportunity, and I'm like, I'm gonna do it, and I'm the only dude.
Yeah.
Like it ain't nobody in the elementary. It's no other person unless they doing sports. So it was like, and it's helping me build relationship with all the kids throughout the school.
Man, look like you it's kind of lagging. Let me see.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
My
We'll
Wi-Fi
keep that
trip.
thing. All right, we keep it running, brother, because the
Yeah.
content is coming across clear. So now, are you looking at creating anything? Just yourself? I know you say you want to do the speaking. Are you looking to kind of create any programs? Because it sounds like it's not too many of us around that area, around that brother.
No, so it actually is like in the
Okay.
middle school and high school,
Mm,
it's at least 10 that I can think of. I don't know all their names, but it's like 10 brothers up there. So going on up, it's a lot more of us up. It's just elementary, it's just me. It's two other dudes. They not black, but they minority or they mix. One of them
okay.
mixed and another one minority, but just a black man. Like so, they play a role in the school too. So yes, elementary we ain't. It's not a lot, but high school and middle school
That's when they start
it's
pouring
something up
in.
there. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see, Arthur. He said out of 700 students and a Title One school is only 7. Okay. Come
Dang.
on, man. Okay, you say, yeah. I'm about to say you work with 4. Yeah. God bless you, brother. 4th and 5th grade. Yeah,
Mm.
I can dig that, man. So, brother, I see you got the podcast in the background.
Mm-hmm.
Talk to me about the Underdog Talk, man.
So I created Underdog Talk because I had to start a new podcast because my co-host passed away last year that I was doing one with, and it was unfortunate. It was a tragic accident that happened.
Sorry to hear that,
So
brother.
thanks. So I had to stop because I had other co-hosts. So I was like, okay, what I'm gonna do? They didn't, it was hard for them to do it. So I was like, man, I've always been since I've started speaking, I've always used Underdog. And I'm like, man, Underdog Talk. That just I don't know, it fit the podcast.
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay, what I'm gonna talk about? I was like, I like interviewing people and talking to people. So I was like, I'm gonna get successful underdogs. And a successful underdog doesn't mean you got millions of dollars. It means you overcame some situation in your life and now you're on the better side of it. So it's really just talking to different people. I've had you on there talking education. I've had people talk about money situations. I've had people talk about I got a girl coming up, sex trafficking. Never heard, like only time I seen was SVU, Chicago PD, but I've actually talked to somebody that's went through that. Or I've talked to a lady before where she actually died but came back to life because it wasn't her time to go. So just different people. And it's every Wednesday, 5 p.m. On YouTube, on your favorite podcast platform. And I just like I'm able to be me. Like I've had my past on there, but I've had where I could talk to somebody and cuss because I use 4-letter words.
Yeah.
I'm able to be myself.
Yeah.
And that's Underdog Talk.
Mhm.
And really and I keep saying it, I'm speaking it to existence. It's going to be a talk show. It's going to be something that people watch on TV. I'm in the works of being on Roku. I can't say everything yet, but yeah, I'm definitely going to be on TV and people going to be watching me.
Come on, man, it's going down. And the good thing is when you think about that Underdog Talk, and I'm pretty sure, and if I'm wrong, correct me, but your disability, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so being able to kind of share underdog and then overcome, just hitting them with so many pieces of that. And so then man, how does that like really play into the everyday working of just being able to show kids like I don't care what you're going through, right? I don't, man, you hooping. So, man, talk to me about that, man, and just about that situation and almost how that looks when you kind of explain it to people.
So, since people can't see because I'm sitting down, but my arms are shorter than most people's. I don't have the radius bone. That's the main bone that everybody has. So, being in education and kids, I ain't gonna lie, every school year is nervous. I'm nervous wreck because I'm like, oh, these kids gonna be like, what happened to the, they kids. I get it. So I know the first month, first few weeks of school, I'm gonna get a whole bunch of questions, kids looking at me and all that. But I love kids. I'm a big kid myself, so I know how to interact with kids. And once I interact and get a couple kids liking, then kids see and they like, oh, he cool. Oh, what's up, Mr. Jones? They joking. There's one thing that I do at every school.
Mhm.
I walk by and be like, your shoes untied. And kids be like, look down, they got on Crocs. They got on Uggs or whatever. And that's like kind of my thing. So you go throughout the elementary school, some kid might walk up to you be like, your shoes untied. And that's my thing. So that's kind of how I built rapport and just talking to kids. And then being able to play basketball.
Yeah.
Like, because most kids like, oh, you can't hoop. Yeah, okay. Come on.
Yeah. Come on.
Come on. Let's get this lesson. And it ain't just the kids. It's the people that work there. Come on.
Yeah.
Anybody can get a lesson if you want to get a lesson. It's not, it's free of charge. It's free of charge to get these buckets.
Come on, man. Look, man, I appreciate the story, brother, of just the work that you're doing, being that elementary educator, man, coming into that first year and accepting all facets of that role, right? That's the biggest part because man, I'm telling you, trying to understand SPED and kindergarten at the same time. God bless you, brother. I'm telling you, I'd have been there. So, man, what's next for you, and what's next for the podcast?
For me, is to be speaking professionally, getting paid, and being able to impact schools all over, not just schools here in Indianapolis or just the school I work at, but schools all over, and being able to tell my story and show kids that no matter what's going on, no matter how you was born, no matter your situation, you can overcome it and be great. You can be a successful underdog. So with that, definitely I got a clothing line. I haven't been doing a whole lot with it because it's just me doing everything, but just want to be able to, I think I like, when you speak and you have quotes, do that kind of thing. Once my son really take it seriously because it's his name, give it to him.
Yeah.
Keep coaching. I love coaching, depending on my schedule. Even if I don't go back to the school, maybe within the next few years, I still would want to coach. Maybe get back into my mentoring program that I had before. I think is definitely needed in the school just because they need somebody that look like them and can talk the talk they talk and be able to tell them like, yeah, okay, that 15 seconds or whatever you want to do gonna get you 15 to life. So if that's what you want to do, or whatever. So be able to do that. And then with the podcast, like I said, I gotta get more people here. I want to be able to travel and do live, like, or have my own studio and have people come here. And like I said, I want it to be a talk show eventually. So just keep it growing, being able to have my own studio. Mm-hmm. And I think help people, because a lot of people, I didn't really know people paid attention to me, but they always asking me a podcast question. And so it's like at some point be able to help people build their own podcast. Probably more so start with my son because he's funny and he's a little me, and just show him the ropes of that if that's something he would want to do. Because I think podcast is the wave of everything. Yes, so just be able to teach people, and then be able to have the podcast that I want be on TV. It don't got to be on NBC or ABC. It could be on whatever. If I make the midday show, the morning show, the late night, whatever, because there's never been a black man on the late night show. So I looked at that. So, who knows?
Come on, man. It's going down. Look, and then what ought to say, man, boy, say God bless you. I'm telling you, that kindergarten hands, say, man, and boy say, you can measure my arm, but you can't measure the heart. Let's go. The
Yeah,
boy said,
yeah.
let's go. Come on, man.
Shout out to Art Mitch just for
Yeah,
knowing
man.
that and being able to type that. Shout out to him. Shout out
Yeah,
to him.
man. It's going down. All right, brother. So, man, where can we find everything? How can we catch up with you? And just look more at the podcast.
So with the podcast, everything is Underdog Talk. Underdog is spelled like a top that you can see. I'm moving my head. You got the W, the G. It ain't spelled like the DOG. That's on everything. YouTube, LinkedIn, you got to put in Eric Jones Jr. Speaks. You could go to Eric Jones Jr. Speaks on Instagram. You can see like my motivational clips and stuff like that. If you are in education and you're looking for somebody that's a social and emotional expert, email me at ericjonesjr at gmail.com. I definitely could come in, talk to your students, whatever, have a workshop, just come in for a keynote, whatever you need. Just holler at me. That's how you can get in touch with me. All those different ways. I'm on all social media. Or you really could just type Eric Jones Jr. Speaks and everything could pop up on Google. I like to say that you can Google me.
Hey, man, just Google me, man. Look at it. All right. Thank you, Ms. Lester. Said awesome work, man. We appreciate it. All right. Well, brother, look, man, I want to say thank you again, man, for stopping through and also for having me on your show as we just continue to talk about this education, can continue talking about getting Black men down to this elementary level so we can start changing their lives so we can catch them early, as early intervention is key. So just thank you again, brother, for the work that you're doing up there in Indy, man.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Because like you said, it ain't easy. It take a toll on you. It wear you down, but it's not about me. It's about the kids, and it's God's plan for me to be in a school. Because like I said, I never, ever thought that I'd be doing something teaching.
Yeah. You're in the game, brother. Welcome to the game.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. This is KT for KTTV signing out. 100.
This is Darnell with Broadcast Houston.
This is Dr. Tamara Beckford.
Hey, this is Candace.
This is London Underwood.
This is Kirsten Bass with Inner City Greens, and you're watching.
Y'all are now tuned in to
KTTV.
KTTV.
KT.